You're saying that the Azeris have tremendous military power. Where are they getting their equipment from?
Well, they got most of it from the Soviet Army. When the Soviet Army was dissolved, they got their portion, quote unquote. But they've also bought a lot from other Soviet republics. They've gotten some from the Ukraine. They've gotten equipment from Turkey, Soviet arms manufactured in East Germany, the ex-East Germany. An awful lot of those arms were sent to Turkey, and Turkey sent those arms to Azerbaijan. We've captured East German-made Kalashnikovs, things like that. Yeah, mostly like that. They buy arms. They've gotten their arms from the ex-Soviet Army, and one portion has been sent from Turkey.
And you?
Most of our arms, all these tanks, we've got both light and heavy tanks, our artillery, almost all of it has been captured from Azerbaijan. I'm the commander of Mardoni. In the region of Mardoni, we, from June 28th until now, we have either completely destroyed or captured 55 heavy tanks, T-72 tanks, 24 light tanks, these BMPs, and 15 other lighter armored vehicles, armored personnel carriers, things like that, as well as 25 pieces of artillery, of heavy artillery, not including light mortars and junk like that and other arms. The bulk of what we have, of what we fight with, has been captured from Azerbaijan. Just in the last fighting here in Mardekert, they've captured about 20 heavy tanks. T-72s, most of them, 2 T-64s, 1 T-54. Captured an awful lot of equipment. In other words, most of what we have comes from Azerbaijan itself.
It's been rough, huh?
Huh?
It's been rough.
It's been very rough. Very, very rough.
It's a long fight.
It's a long fight, and I don't know. It's amazing that Azerbaijan is still fighting this war. Like I said, an awful lot of Aussies realize that it's not their country. Then there are other people, you know, the other national minorities in Azerbaijan that are being totally exploited in this war. The Kurds were used against us in Lachin, and you know, that had absolutely nothing to do with their own interests. The Talish and Lezgi nationalities are being used against us. It's very interesting that a very high proportion of the bodies we've recovered, the Azeri soldiers' bodies that we recovered, are either Talish or Lezgi. And we get their passports, so we take their passports off their bodies and things of their other ID, and a very high proportion of them are not even Azeri, they're from the other national minorities. And that reminds me of the Turkish policy at the beginning of this century and end of the 19th century, where they used the Kurds against the Armenians. They used the Kurds to massacre the Armenians. And then once the Armenians were pretty much massacred, they started deporting the Kurds and massacring Kurds. In other words, they're setting non-Azeri national minorities against us in this war, knowing that the more of those youth that are killed, the better for the, chauvinist Azeri authorities. In other words, to get rid of those national minorities. And at the same time, they try to crush the Armenians here. And it's amazing to me that those national minorities aren't more awake. They're not more conscious of what's going on. Because for us, it's very, very clear what's going on. They're being used against us, and if Azerbaijan succeeds in crushing the Armenian movement here, they'll begin crushing the Talish, they'll begin pressing the Lezgis, and things will get even worse for them.
Okay, Monte, tell me, how does a man from California, a small town in California, get to be a commander of 4,000 soldiers in the Karabakh Liberation Army?
Well, it's totally natural that, Armenians from the United States or any other place come here and participate like any other Armenian. In other words, this is our homeland. This is as much my homeland as it is the homeland of whoever's been born here, whatever. So it's very natural that people like me come here and participate. And I don't know, just like anyone else, through my work, things developed, and fortunately we've had important successes in the region where I'm the commander, in the region of Mardoni, in mountainous Karabakh. And so that was just the way things evolved, and now I'm the commander of that region. And right now I'm in Mardagert, heading a unit from our region that's come here to help in re-liberating this region. As you know, the Azeris took it over in June and July 1992. They burned most of the villages and everything, and we've had a hard time getting back into these mountains, but we've done it, and we've caused a lot of damage to our enemy, and I think our enemy has started to understand that this region isn't a part of Azerbaijan, that they can't crush the Armenian people militarily, and that they've got to look for other solutions.